just like any other first time mom, I had my own mixed feelings. Like in the midst of the whole praying, word study, believing in God, I had my own mixed feelings. I had my fears, my worries, and it's so amazing how I'm able to, should I say adjust or go past some of the phase. Some of them I'm still trying to adjust to them. So in this video today, I'll be sharing 5 mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, but majority of them were just corrected like almost immediately. Like once I just, spotted, I just corrected, didn't go far. So, but these 5 were the major mistakes I can really spot that I made, and I'm able to also adjust to some, and some I'm still working on them. So if you want to know these mistakes and you want to know the healing pills I took or how I am coping with them currently, please continue watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not. Hello everyone, you are welcome back to NYB with C. My name is Chidima if you are new here. And in today's video, it is a growth process and the healing pills. And as you can see from the banner, this growth process is exclusive to my motherhood and me journey, my motherhood and me growth journey. So without wasting much time, let's go in. So 5 mistakes I made as a first-time mom. Number 1, stockpiling wears of same size. Stockpiling wears of same size. This one, I wouldn't really say every first-time mom or every first-time parent is guilty of this, because sometimes environment plays an important role in our motherhood or parenthood journey. So I gave birth to my son during the pandemic. So basically, it was just me and my husband doing the whole thing, and majority of the things we shopped were online. So if should I say, I was mingling with people then, especially people that are around that phase or have gone past that phase, I would have been able to get, some ideas on how these things are being done. Or if I had my mom or my mom-in-law around me, they would have been able to tell me, this is how this is being done. So this is what happened. Okay, there is the sizes of the babies where you have newborn, and you have 0 to 3 months, you have 3 to 6 months in that order, 9 to 12 months, and so on. So we bought a lot of newborn. I wish I can show you pictures of this, like when I mean newborn, like newborn, when they just came out. And some of these babies, they have, their length is quite long. So sometimes the newborn doesn't even fit in well. So I remember in Nigeria, you see newborn babies, like they're already wearing the 0 to 3 months, because some of them can fit in, and sometimes after a month, depends on the child's should I say phenotype, you discover that they're already fitting in, like within 1 month, they're already fitting into the 0 to 3 months. So my son had length even from the womb. I remember whenever I go for my checkup, the radiologist will always say, oh, this baby have long legs, you understand? So it is something that I am aware of. Even if I don't know for sure if 0 to 3 months will fit in my son, at least I had the idea that this child is going to be quite lengthy. Like I shouldn't have made that mistake of, stockpiling same size. In fact, there were some, my son couldn't even wear it. I wish I still have some left. I would have shown you the picture. He didn't use it up to 2 months. What is 2 months? A month and I think a week. And then we started using the 0 to 3 months. And then at 3 months, he was already using the 6 months. And then at 6 months, he was using the 9 months. So you can imagine, like, right about now, if I'm going to shop for a baby, I'm not going to like stockpile, same size. And these are wears that come packs of 7, packs of 12, packs of 5, and we had it in set like 7 or 8. So at the end of the day, he didn't use some of it. So now I better know to shop as you go, or at least shop a few of a size of the smaller size, and then do more of the bigger size. It's better the child grow into it, or the child is growing, the child have more wears to put on as he or she is growing. So the second mistake I did was sticking tightly to developmental stages. Even if I am not a medical personnel. Like, it's the joy of every parent to see their child thrive. I mean, my son was never behind any milestone. He walked before the age of 1. He started solid at exactly 6 months because I did exclusive breastfeeding. In fact, he surprised me because he took just breast milk for that 6 months and he was eating basically everything. So, but having a knowledge of this milestone stuff, and coupled with the fact that when I had him, the semester we were doing pediatrics as a course, so it was more like fresh. I was basically using my son for practical. Like, at the end of 2 months, I would try to check, is he cooling already? Is his head still lagging? Can he sit upright? This and that. Like, I even forgot to use my motherly instinct to know that, there are signs these children will show, they are ready for this. And at some point, I wasn't really comparing him with other children because I also know that development is different for everyone. But I was basically trying to see, okay, like, I was putting so much consciousness in it. Like, why has he not started then why is he not sitting upright yet? Why is it that this is taking so long to surface? And that was because I was holding tightly to that developmental milestone. So at some point, it kind of weighed me down, especially the sleep pattern, because I would usually see other babies, younger than him or about his age, like they sleep so well after the whole colic pain subsides. I'll hear they sleep all through the night and then they wake up just 1. And he also had a lot of gastric disturbances. Like, whenever he feeds, he'll always puke and all of that. And I'm trying to every now and then run to the pediatrician, why is this, why is that? And then the pediatrician will always tell me that maybe you're overfeeding the baby. I say, but the baby keeps feeding, he's never full. So, and he explains some kind of things that once it's his tummy is filled, that some will start going to the lungs. The things we're explaining then was not even getting into my head. I just want whatever he's taking to stay inside his system. And he was very healthy, so I had no cause to be I had no reason to be worried, but I was seriously worried because I was reading a lot of things and it wasn't really measuring up to standards to what I was seeing in the books. And this is leading me to the third mistake I made as a first-time mom, not listening to my instinct. Because I remember those times that I would always be worried about, a milestone that he has not hit, or he's taking a while, or he's struggling with it. Like, I will always hear my instinct telling me, what is the name of your child? And I'll always say Ikidichi. And, that voice will keep telling me, what you are looking out for is probably a practical or a theory or a research or something that concerns some group of person. Your son is not even inclusive. Your son is not named there. His own path is quite different, and there are a lot of things he has achieved that those people at that age, they didn't achieve. On sticking tightly to developmental stages again, I had tried a couple of times to start potty training when my son isn't obviously ready. Like, when he became ready, it was so glaring. Like, whenever he's pressed, he will always run to hide somewhere, or into my closet. He will run in and shut the door until after he has, done the deal, and then he will come out and everywhere will be booming. So it's obvious that he is now ready. And also, something else I also did was, forcing him to start spoon feeding when he was obviously not ready. I mean, the milestones are there, but there are signs, there are signals these children give to you to let you know that this child is actually ready for it. When he was ready to start, hand-picking things and collecting spoons from us, we know that he's showing these things. It doesn't mean that he shouldn't try it out, but don't try to force. Like, I really tried to force him, to feed by himself, which he actually did. But at the time, he began to regress. Like, he began not to show interest on it again until after a while he picked up. So ignoring my instinct is one thing I am seriously working on, apart from the motherhood journey. Like, currently, even, it has taught me a lot. Like, my full instinct unlocked immediately I became a mother. And the majority, if not 99% of the things my spirit tells me to do, if I don't do it that very moment, things just go south. One healing pill that really helped me, apart from also following my instinct to observe him, is, getting not really a community that not really a community, but surrounding yourself or your media environment with people that are experts in this area, like those pediatricians, those nutritionists, those child growth mentors. They will actually tell you what to look out for, because sometimes we see these things but we don't pay attention to it, and these are the things that we actually see, and we know that this child is ready, to take a walk, to start solids and all of that. So we don't begin to force them to go into a phase they are not prepared for. Even as adults, we really need to be prepared, or we see some signs before we know we are ready to move to the next phase. So the fourth mistake I made as a first-time mom is forcing myself to smile even when it is okay to cry. Like I had mentioned earlier that I had my son during the pandemic. It was a very traumatizing period for us that was staying in diaspora, especially those of us that our parents or our siblings or family relatives are not around and we're just left by ourselves. It was really a lot of experiment. There are some things that you can't really understand, like you can't help it but cry. So those periods I really held those tears, and before you know it, it was fast turning. It was almost going into depression. Like I could just find myself just speaking to myself. I'll be walking and I'll be muttering some words, and I said, hey, this is getting out of hand, like you need to sit down and cry. So I sat me down some days and I had some rosy tears, because I'm not even going to call it any type of negative name. And shedding tears is part of life. There are times that crying is absolutely necessary for our growth. When you hold them back, when they begin to accumulate, before you know it, even things that are not reasonable, you begin to shed tears, and before you know it becomes a public embarrassment, but it is something that has built up and piled up. So I'll always be deceiving myself that I need to be strong for my son. I need to be strong. I'm not a mother. Like even when I'm in severe pains, I'll try to put up smile, which is absolutely okay. Like you mustn't cry in front of your son or in front of everyone, but you can cry in your private. You can cry in the secret place. I have really learned not to hold back that tears as it was not really healthy for me. Both ways, both physically, spiritually, and mentally, was never an option, and I'm not going to try it again. Like not like any little thing that happened, you now start crying, because it is absolutely okay to cry. There are times that things are really overwhelming. You cry. You can even cry in the place of prayer. I have really learned not to hold back my tears. Instead of me to hold it back, I go into my prayer room and I cry it out there in front of God, because there's really, a lot of trying times with this motherhood. The last but not the least mistake I made as a first-time mom is putting myself last. Hey guys, I don't even know how to explain this one. It was during the pandemic, so we hardly go out. In fact, I can count the number of time I went out. It's either immunization or I'm going for my own postpartum, checkup and all of that. So going out was a struggle. Even to make hair was a struggle. And I could wear one particular cloth for 1 week. Like I wear it, I wash it. When it dries, I wear it the third day. I wash it, maybe put on one. When it dries again, I wear the other one. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wearing one clothes or repeating one outfit during the week, but for the fact that we are locked up or we are inside doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel good or look good. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't take care of your hair, your nails, you shouldn't maybe get a body massage and all of that. These things, they have a way of dealing, with your mental health. Like I was basically growing and improving in some other areas, talk about career, academics, talk about my spiritual life, but this physical body was really, really suffering. I was putting myself last. I made sure every other thing is on point apart from my physical health. And it had impact on me. When the whole COVID something was relaxed, whenever I step out, I would usually tell myself, this is not how you're supposed to look. It really had impact on me. It took a while for me to adjust and really know that you're not supposed to appear like this. You're looking a little bit shabby. So these are the things that I have been working on, and these are the things that have obviously, changed. These are the things that motherhood can sometimes make you believe that this is how you are supposed to be again, and you don't know that they are affecting you mentally, even your reasoning, even the way you talk, even the way you relate to people. Yeah, so best believe this blesses someone. Don't forget to like and subscribe until I come your way next time. Don't forget, it is Nurse Your Brain with Chidima.